So I am now doing emotional repression work with a coach, and it's probably some of the deepest work that I've done. I've done somatic experiencing and EMDR and transpersonal psychology and all kinds of other modalities, but this one here is really different. And what was really fascinating was while we were in this really deep state, I was in this really deep state, I saw these two paths, and they were the paths of my life. It was fascinating. First, there was this green grass, but on the green grass, I was kind of alone. I was like happy and peaceful and joyful, but I was alone. And then there was this other one next to it that was kind of pulling me, and it was dark, and it was like a river, and it was dark gray and black, and people were in it kind of like happy, but they were being like swept away by it. And I was being pulled toward it. And the label that I gave that was the river of misery. And the river of misery is really that river that is of life that kind of takes us, and we think we're happy because we're with everybody and we're with our friends and our family and we're in the thick of it all together. So we feel like we're kind of happy, but we're actually not that happy. We're kind of in the river of misery. We're just in it together. And the problem was that I was like always choosing the green grass, which was something different. But then I would feel so lonely and isolated and kind of outside of that over there. So in this session, I went into the river of misery to see if I would finally feel like I was more, like I had all of my people back, I was connected again. And actually I felt alone in there too. And it reminded me of that for my whole life, even when I was choosing kind of the mainstream path of just being, doing the thing everybody else is doing and not pushing up against it, I still felt lonely there. And then I was on the green grass by myself, and I felt happier and more content and more inner peace, but I felt lonelier. I felt lonely there as well. And so it was this tricky place. And I always thought that the only two choices were those. But over time, there have been two things that have happened to me. One is that those aren't the only two choices. So there's another choice, which is really, it's not about transcending your experience. It's about rising above the drama and any type of polarity, any type of like green grass is better than this or whatever. It's kind of being in presence, okay? And then I don't feel alone when I'm in presence. The other one is that more and more people are on the green grass. So more and more people in the world are joining the green grass, which is saying, I'm not going to do that thing anymore. I'm actually going to choose my truth and standing in my power, and I'm going to find other people who support me in that. So I want you to remember that you don't have just two choices. There's more than two, and there are more people on the green grass than there used to be.